Hey everyone, it's the day before Halloween, and I got my COVID booster shot today, and also Vinegar Syndrome's October package came today, so, that's good since there's some horror movies in here, so good timing. Yeah, I mean, there's the regular package in here, there are some partner labels that I got in here, so let's do the monthly unboxing. I mean, after this, there's only going to be one or two more of these as far as like my subscription goes, because I just have November, and then December is partner labels only, but I think my 50% off code will still work that month as a halfway subscriber. Probably won't be doing the full year subscription because that's a lot of money to drop on Black Friday when I have Christmas gifts to buy. But maybe I'll do the halfway sale next year around May. And so that's what it looks like in there. So let's start with the little packages here. So, bubble wrap. They put a Vinegar Syndrome card in here? It's a little thing and it has a QR code on the back. Alright. I don't know what that is. So let's see what we got. First up, probably the one I'm going to watch first, one of the partner labels, it is The Last Matinee, which I think it takes place at night, so it's not a matinee, but regardless. This is a film from, I want to say Uruguay? But somewhere in South America. And it is basically about, it's like a slasher movie, slasher-type giallo film that takes place in a movie theater, so hey, that's right up my alley. And then I guess there's a movie within the movie, and then this disc also has that movie within a movie on it, so it's kind of almost two movies. So yeah, slipcover has the native title, and then the English title is over here. What do we got for special features on this? You got a director's commentary, you got deleted scenes, we have the movie within a movie, which is called Frankenstein Day of the Beast, which you can see the poster there. There's also another feature film called Puppet Pal 5, or Puppet Pal V. Behind the scenes, there's a visual effects backstage. I guess they tore the makeup effects and whatnot with the VFX director. There's something called Urban Legend, The Matinee Massacre, which I guess is some sort of behind-the-scenes thing. And then there are 7 short films, presumably from the same director, as well as a behind-the-scenes of one of those shorts. And then there's a music video, which it looks like it's for the theme song of The Last Matinee. And then storyboards of the kill sequences. So this seems really cool. I know Arrow put out a version in the UK, and then Dark Star, which is the partner label in question here, put out the US release. So is this actually region locked? Yes, it is. Well, at least it says on the label it's region locked A, and that makes sense. But I was really looking forward to this. This is probably the first one I'm going to dig into. And then next we have Shatter Dead. I want to say Shatter Dead, but it's just present tense, Shatter Dead. I like that this has like a die cut in the center of the slipcover, and then this God Hates You thing on the back, which I really like. This is a shot-on-video film. It's from Saturn's Core as the partner label. If it'll focus there, it probably won't. No, it won't. Okay. But it's a shot-on-video film. I've looked at the trailer, and it looks like an interesting concept that is terribly made because it's no budget on video. So I'm looking forward to seeing if this is so bad it's good, or if it's impressive given it's shot on video, like, what was it, Scary Tales? The AGFA one that was like an anthology? That was actually pretty good for a shot on video film, so I don't know. But let's see, this is a brand new restoration of the director's cut from the original Betacam SP master tapes, supervised by the director. Alrighty then. There's also the original 1994 VHS version. I don't know if that's restored or if it just looks like a VHS dupe. I mean, it's shot on video, so it's only going to look so good on Blu-ray anyway. But it looks like, yeah, it's like an original cut and director's cut, I guess, then. So an audio commentary with the director, then a second audio commentary that has the director and also the cinematographer. Can't imagine how hard it is to be a cinematographer on a shot-on-video film. I mean, how many lighting tricks and lenses can you use on Betacam? There's also an audio commentary with the director and 4 of the cast members. Yeah, it looks like 4 of the cast members. Then there's an interview with the director and the cinematographer, hosted by Michael Gingold, who I like. He wrote, he used to work for Fangoria. I think he still does work for Fangoria a little bit. He played the monster in The Suckling, and he has those ad nauseum books where he cut out all those newspaper ads for movie releases. Those are really fun books to look at. Let's see. Then there is a Locations Then and Now featurette, also hosted by Mike Gingold. There is a short film from the director with an optional director's commentary. There's a cable interview with the director. I guess the director was really involved with this release. Good for him. Then there's some archival behind-the-scenes footage and a blooper reel and a vintage tour of the Shatter Dead house. I guess the majority of this movie takes place in one location. But it looks like it's sort of like a shot-on-video post-apocalyptic version of like The Prophecy or something like that. Yeah, it's like zombies and the Angel of Death and religious stuff or anti-religious stuff. I don't know. It seemed interesting, and it could be just a really ambitious but bad movie, or it could be a really ambitious but good for what it is type movie. And I thought it was worth rolling the dice on. Don't think I can show the slipcover because there's boobies on it. Well, I'll cover the boobies because, YouTube needs to be safe, and there's lots of things you can show on YouTube, but apparently female breasts are just too offensive. This is The Laughing Dead. Aside from the boobs that I'm covering, there's some skulls and some like cultists. And then here's something gory on the back. And on the back it says, "Thousands of years ago, the Aztec god fed on human sacrifice. Now he's back and he's worked up a big appetite." I wasn't too keen on this when they announced it, but it came with the subscription package anyway. This is a regular Vincent release. Let's see, this is a busload of travelers. They're on the hunt for Aztec ruins. They stop at a Mexican village on the eve of Day of the Dead. That's good timing. Day of the Dead is, or Dia de los Muertos is November 1st. Tour leader is a disgraced priest, and there's like an exorcism and shit. I don't know. The trailer it looked like it was gory, and it would have good gore, but it just didn't quite seem like it would be up my alley, but who knows. So let's see, this is restored in 4K from the original camera negative. It's got a commentary track with the writer, director, producer, Somtau Such Article? Probably. Sorry. And then there is an extended making-of documentary that includes the director, one of the other producers, actress, actor, cinematographer, associate producer, and second unit director, costume designer, and the transportation PA. When they interview a PA, it's kind of cool. So, yeah, that's probably the one I'm maybe least looking forward to of this package, but it could end up being a nice surprise. And then partner label release from AGFA. This is Boarding House. This was one of the first, if not the first, shot-on-video feature-length horror film. And what was interesting about Boarding House is that they shot it on video, but they blew it up onto 35 to show in theaters. So I can't even imagine what that looks like, that they transferred it to 35, even though it's, I don't know. That's the front of the slipcover. The back kind of looks like an old-fashioned VHS cover where they'd have like one big publicity still, and then, so yeah, House is Alive or something like that, I don't know. And there is what it's from AGFA and Bleeding Skull. That's what the slipcover looks like. So, extras on here, this is 2 discs. Big release. We have the theatrical cut, which is preserved in 2K from an original 35mm release print, which is still a dupe from on VHS shot. And then there's the original home video cut, which is transferred from the 3/4 master tape. The theatrical cut has a partial commentary with AGFA and Bleeding Skull's Joseph Zemba and friends. I like Joseph Zemba. He's really cool when I see his interviews and stuff. Sometimes they show out in front of movies at Alamo. Sometimes he has audio commentary on some other AGFA releases, but I really like his stuff. There's also a commentary on the theatrical cut with 2 of the actors. There's the theatrical trailer, home video trailers, and TV spots, and that's all disc 1. And then disc 2 has Psycho Killer, which is a previously unreleased alternate cut of Boarding House transferred from the master tape. So, yeah. I know there's like an extremely long director's cut of this that is almost unwatchable. Well, that's like 3 hours. I wonder if it's that. And then there's a previously unreleased family film from the makers of Boarding House, preserved in 2K from the 16mm answer print, called Sally and Jess. And then there's also commentary, audio commentary on Sally and Jess by a couple different people. And then there's on-set footage from Sally and Jess, and then there's also music videos. And then it has the traditional thing that it was shot and edited on tape, so approach the technical quality of the transfers with empathy. So, yeah. And then this is a double feature, I believe, of 2 erotic thrillers. And I keep saying I want Vinegar Syndrome to put out more erotic thrillers, so we'll see how this is. But I don't think these are sequels. I think they're just erotic thrillers made by the same filmmaker. But there's Nothing Underneath and Too Beautiful to Die. I believe I've heard that Nothing Underneath is pretty good, and that Too Beautiful to Die is not. But Nothing Underneath, starring Donald Pleasance, is on the regular cover. And it says, bonus feature is Too Beautiful to Die, so I guess we know what the headlining is. I always like when they do these like little 2-packs. We get 2 movies kind of like the price of one. So it looks like one is about like a guy with a psychic connection to his sister, and there's it feels like a raunchy late period giallo, taking a cue from the American slasher craze. So a bunch of good stuff there. And then the other movie, Too Beautiful to Die, is the one about fashion models in an isolated house attending a party. Anyway, looks like there's 2 discs, so each movie gets its own disc. For Nothing Underneath, we get a commentary track by The Hysteria Continues, a commentary track by a film historian and critic, one person, an interview with the screenwriter, interview with the other screenwriter, interview with the composer, interview with an actor, and then on disc 2 with Too Beautiful to Die, it's a commentary track with that same film historian / critic, an interview with the writer-director of that film, alternate ending storyboards, and deleted scenes storyboards. This is region free. Looks like both are restored in 4K from the 35mm original negatives. Looks like they have an original English track and an optional Italian dub track. So it looks like, but there's no subtitles for the Italian dub track, I guess. But okay. Or, I don't know, because it also says there's SDH subtitles. Anyway. And now the second bubble wrap pouch. So let's see, we got the VSA, which is The Grave. Despite that title, the trailer made it look like it's one of those episodes of Tales from the Crypt that's not based on the Tales from the Crypt or Vault of Horror or Haunt of Fear EC comics, because sometimes there are episodes of Tales from the Crypt that were adapted from the EC non-horror comics, like shock suspense stories and those, and the trailer made it look like it was one of those. It made it look like it was one of those Tales from the Crypt episodes that was adapted from shock suspense stories, like Yellow and some of those other ones. Oh, I actually got a low number on this one, so out of an edition of 5,000, I got 107. That might be the lowest VSA number I have, which may also indicate, aside from the fact that I'm a subscriber, because I've still gotten fairly high numbers despite being a subscriber for all the VSAs I've bought in this this mid-year subscription, that may be an indication that it's not selling well. But anyway, so that's the front of the slipcase there. The back says, "Good friend, for Jesus' sake, forbearer, to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be the man that spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones." And I assume that would make a lot more sense if I had seen the film before. Let me take it out of the tight slip. This cover art looks much like the same, so maybe I'll end up flipping it when I open it. What do we got for extras? Oh, this is Region A locked, by the way. We have scanner restored in 2K from 35mm vault elements, so probably just a regular release print. Commentary with the writer-director, an interview with the writer-director, an interview with one of the actors. Oh, it's Keith David from They Live. All right, good, Keith David. An interview with the cinematographer, an interview with the 2 effects artists, an interview with the composer, and there's a poster inside. So, pretty decent number of extras on there. This seemed like it would be an interesting... It kind of gave me vibes of that movie A Simple Plan that Sam Raimi directed, where the 3 brothers, they find that plane that crashed and like a stack of money and they start turning on each other. I've never read the book that's based on, but the author of that book also wrote The Ruins, which was adapted into what I think is still a pretty underrated horror film. And that book is really good, the Ruins book I've read. What's funny is that both the book and the movie of the Ruins have kind of the same story, but in the same events basically happen, but they happen to different characters in each. And that's sort of an interesting take on it, where you're kind of reading the same story, but a character that dies one way, that death belongs to a different character in the movie, and vice versa. Anyway, that's for no good reason. That's me shouting out The Ruins, a horror movie with Jenna Malone no one remembers. And then this side loader, this is a 4K, Ticks, a movie I've heard of, yet I have somehow never seen before. So it's a side loader, it's 4K, regular VS release. The back has Clint Howard with "I'm infested." That's probably not even his voice, why did I say it like that? And then there's a slipcover inside of that case, where we have Ticks. And then the cover art here matches the cover art on the external slipcase. So 4K, region free for both the UHD disc and the Blu-ray in it. Newly scanned and restored in 4K from the 35mm interpositive. Features: we have a commentary track with the director Tony Randall, not the Odd Couple Tony Randall, the Odd Couples Tony Randall, not that one, the one who directed Hellbound Hellraiser 2. A commentary track with him and Clint Howard, moderated by Nathaniel Thompson, don't know who that is. Commentary track with the special effects supervisor and the stop motion animator, Miss Stop Motion, and that's moderated by filmmaker Joe Vigos. I think he's the guy who did VFW, right? Yeah, he did VFW, he did Bliss. Yeah. Not a huge fan of his work. I like whatever the movie he did between Bliss and VFW I liked, but I can't remember the name right now. Then there is an extended 3-part making-of documentary with the director and the actress, special effects supervisor, a different actress, the writer, the editor, the composer, and executive producer Brian Usna, who also produced Reanimator and directed Bride of Reanimator and Beyond Reanimator. Bride of Reanimator is good. Beyond, not so much. But I haven't seen Beyond in a long time, and when I did, I think it was when it premiered on the Sci-Fi Channel, so perhaps I should give that another shot at some point. And then last but not least, the box set, which, not sure if I'll like the movies in here, but it is Camille Keaton in Italy. Camille Keaton, most famous as being the protagonist, or playing the protagonist in I Spit on Your Grave, and to a lesser extent, I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu, which is not worth watching. At the front of the box, and so there's 3 movies in here: Madeline, Tragic Ceremony, and Sex of the Witch. And since they are Italian, I assume at least a few of these movies have a lot of nudity. Some eyes on both sides. So let's see. Sex of the Witch. I mean, there's no nipples showing, but I guess I'll cover the area just in case. Extras on here. It's scanned in 2K from the 35mm original camera negative. Commentary track with film historian Kat Ellinger, who everyone loves. And then there's an original trailer and something and a still gallery. All right. Something about black magic. Okay. And then Madeline, which woman has a miscarriage, starts having bizarre nightmares. Okay, that sounds Italian. Restored in 4K from the 35mm camera negative. A commentary track with Camille Keaton and Art Ettinger, who is... I don't know. It's not listed... they're not the director, so I know. There's a brand new interview with Camille Keaton. There's an audio essay by a film historian and critic. There's an alternate Italian burning baby sequence, because that makes more sense to people who have already seen it. The trailer, another still gallery, so yeah. Not sure how I'm going to like these movies, but we'll give them a spin. And then the last one, which also has some mild nudity, which I guess foretells what these movies will be like, is Tragic Ceremony. This is, what is it, 4 friends. They're enjoying themselves in the countryside. They find a secluded villa. It's not empty, but they come into satanic rite. All right, that sounds... It says it's gore-heavy supernatural. So this probably, of the 3, this is probably the closest that'll be the most up my alley. is restored in 2K from the 35 camera negative. It's got a commentary track with a film story and an author, a different one from all these other ones. An archival interview with Camille Keaton. So they did a new interview on one disc, and there's an archival one on this one. Another still gallery, and yeah, that's all she wrote on that. So, not sure how I'll feel about these, but it's worth a shot. So we'll see how this is. I do like Camille Keaton. She's good, Nice Spit in Your Grave. But that's our releases. So we have a box set of 3 movies, and then there were 2 other movies and a VSA. 3 other movies and a VSA, and then I got 3 partner labels. So that is the October stuff. So next will be Halfway to Black Friday, which also includes some surprise titles that haven't been announced, including one of which is a trilogy as for the VSAs, because I think they said there's 2 VSAs. There's both Censor and New York Ninja, so 2 VSPs. 2 other regular Vinegar Syndrome titles that are not being announced yet. One of them's a 4K and it's probably Riccio. And then they have announced Creature, Flesh for Frankenstein, and Trauma from Argento. So a lot of stuff coming up there, plus a lot of new merch and all that stuff. So that was October. I'll begin diving into these post-haste. And thanks for joining me, everybody. We'll see you next month with another unboxing. Or, well, actually, that's going to be Black Friday, so I probably won't get that one until, like, early December. So, I don't know. I'll fill up some other videos and shit in here. But thanks, guys. Have a good one.